Give me the team or teams that improved the most and affected their rankings in the offseason.
It might be obvious, but the Jets, they're up at 6 for us. And again, it's so quarterback driven. We have a spot on our site that says it puts our power rankings together, and then it shows, okay, the quarterback is worth X number of points, basically. So a Patrick Mahomes might be 7 or 8 points on, say, the spread, which of course is going to affect your ranking by about 15 spots basically for the season. So Aaron Rodgers, going from a Zach Wilson, Joe Flacco, Mike White team to Aaron Rodgers, who again may have regressed a little bit last year, but again, there's far more good data for Aaron Rodgers. He's the biggest impact player to move this offseason, so it moves the Jets way up, and they already had a pretty solid roster around him anyway.
What was the grade on Rodgers by Pro Football Focus last year?
I believe he finished in the high 70s, which was good, not great. He's a guy that coming off his 2 MVP seasons, he was in the high 80s, low 90s. So it's from that elite area to just good. Obviously, I think with Rodgers, there were other circumstances dealing with the rookie receivers, a late breakout from Christian Watson, losing Devontae Adams. So all of that stuff has to be factored in, I think, as far as context. But Rodgers was good, not great last year. But I think if he was to bounce back, it wouldn't really surprise me, given his history.
Let's take Rodgers out of the equation. Let's look at the talent with Green Bay and the Jets. Which roster is more talented?
I think the Jets have the nod right now. It's pretty close. Green Bay had an influx. They had 14 draft picks. I think a lot depends on how well those guys get integrated right away. But if you look at the Jets, their defense got a huge boost last year. Sauce Gardner, the number 4 overall pick, who was the best corner in the league by our numbers. DJ Reed at corner, who they brought in free agency last year. So that solidified a secondary that was terrible for years. They're loaded on the defensive line, the Jets. They're rolling 7 or 8 deep with guys that can rush the passer. It's going to come down to offensive line health, I think, for the Jets. They had a lot of injuries last year, and that hurt them, but they've got playmakers. They've got players on both sides. I think the Jets do have a slightly better roster than the Packers right now.